tell that fox. Cannot be that a prophet perish out of Jerusalem. These next couple verses in Luke are very similar to something he says in Matthew as well. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, which kills the prophets and stones them that are sent to you, how often would I have gathered your children together, as a hen does gather her brood under her wings, and you would not. Behold, your house is left to you desolate, and verily I say to you, you shall not see me until the time come when you shall say, Blessed is he that comes in the name of the Lord. Matthew has a very similar passage. This is at the very end of the woes to the Pharisees. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, you that kill the prophets and stone them which are sent to you, how often would I have gathered your children together as a hen gathers her chickens under her wings, and you would not. Behold, your house is left to you desolate. For I say to you, you shall not see me hereafter till you shall say, Blessed is he that comes in the name of the Lord. Those are almost word for word. And I looked up all the different gospel harmonies I have access to find out what did other scholars do, what did other gospel chronologists do, how do they move it? Did they combine them, or did they leave them where Matthew has it or where Luke has it? I found that those who did no combination include the Chronological Gospels by Michael Rood, the Gospel in Life by A.T. Robertson, the Four Gospels in Four Fonts and One Story by Camolo, the 4-in-1 Gospel of Jesus by Nikola Dimitrov, the Fourfold Gospel by J.W. McGarvey, The Word Became Flesh by Paul Ullman, the Gospel in Harmony by Dale Lovercheck, and possibly the Harmony of the Gospels by Augustine. He has an explanation which I'll comment on in a moment. There were only 2 gospel harmonies I could find that moved this statement from Matthew and had it only where Luke had it, just after this statement about Herod. And those are The Gospel of Jesus by Marshall Thomas and All About Jesus by Roger Kai. The gospel harmonies that combined these statements after the woes to the Pharisees, where Matthew has them, include The Life of Christ in Stereo by Johnston M. Cheney, The Word by James H. Jenkins, The Merged Gospels by Gary Crossland, The Diatessaron of Tatian, probably, although it doesn't exactly say, it just doesn't have it where Luke would have placed it. And here also, probably, the Harmony of the Gospels by Augustine. Augustine has this note explained that either Jesus repeated himself, or when Luke was writing his response to the Pharisees, before this statement, he was told by the Pharisees, "Get you out, depart from here, for Herod will kill you." Jesus responds, "Go you tell that fox, behold, I cast out devils, I do cures today and tomorrow, and the third day I shall be perfected. Nevertheless, I must walk today and tomorrow and the day following, for it cannot be that a prophet perish out of Jerusalem." And that seems like a very similar topic to the next statement, "O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, which kills the prophets and stones them, I would have gathered you together, but you would not." So the topic seems similar. It does make sense what Augustine was saying. This could have been Luke remembering this similar topic and writing it down now. Or Jesus could have repeated himself and he said it twice. So because my project is mostly about avoiding repetition and having them in chronological order, and because these statements are so similar, they're pretty much word for word, I would rather have them in one place. I can understand how they could fit both places. It would make sense for him to say, that's just where prophets die. That's where I'm going to die too. It makes sense, but it doesn't have to be there. His response about Herod could end at, "Nevertheless, I must walk today and tomorrow and the day following, for it cannot be that a prophet perish out of Jerusalem." That could be the punchline right there. I can also see it fitting quite well where Matthew has it, because he was just condemning the scribes and the Pharisees. He said, the blood of righteous Abel and Zechariah will be required of you because you slew them. And then goes into Jerusalem, you kill the prophets. It makes sense in both places. But because I want to avoid the repetition, unless I must repeat it, I think it better fits after the woes to the Pharisees. So I'm going to move it from Luke to Matthew. The beginning of Luke chapter 14 is also all by itself. I don't think there's anything else that mirrors it in other Gospels. And it came to pass, as he went into the house of the chief Pharisees to eat bread on the Sabbath day, that they watched him. And he took him and healed him and let him go. When you are bidden of any man to a wedding, sit not down in the highest room, lest a more honorable man than you be bidden of him, and you begin shame to take the lowest room. For whosoever exalts himself shall be abased, and he that humbles himself shall be exalted. But when you make a feast, call the poor, the maimed, the lame, the blind, you shall be blessed, for they cannot recompense you, for you shall be recompensed at the resurrection of the just. A certain man made a great supper, and bid many, and they all with one consent began to make excuse. So that servant came and showed his lord these things. None of those men which were bidden shall taste of my supper.